Life is too short to not have banana pudding with your barbecue. Good morning from Buc-Ee's outside of Birmingham, Alabama. If you've never been to Buc-Ee's before, let me just tell you, it is a Texas institution that has luckily expanded beyond Texas, and it is a major gas station. If you have traveled pretty much anywhere in the South, you've probably heard of Buc-Ee's, but if you haven't, it's definitely a thing you have to stop at. As a Texan, I always stop at Buc-Ee's anytime I see them. And I would give you all like a full tour of the inside and like the whole gas station, but we have a very long day today. So I am in Birmingham. I am headed to Lafayette, Louisiana to be a photographer for Harley Davidson for work for the weekend at the 2024 Cajun Hog Rally. I was supposed to have the next 2 days to get there. However, tomorrow is going to have some pretty bad weather in the forecast, and I just don't want to spend the day riding through flooding. So we're going to slam out about 600 miles today to get to Lafayette and take the scenic route, of course. It is a little bit shorter if I would just go straight there, but there's a couple things I want to see along the way, and I'm going to take you guys along for the ride with me. All right, now a super loud truck just pulled in next to me here at the pumps, and unfortunately I can't turn that noise off, so sorry you guys, I'm going to speed through this and talk about breakfast this morning. So I love to come to Buc-Ee's for their kolaches. Kolaches are a total Texas thing. Buc-Ee's is from Texas originally, so it makes sense why they carry them. But beyond Texas, kolaches are actually a Czechoslovakian thing, and traditional kolaches are more of a pastry kind of deal. But I love Texas-style kolaches, and they're usually filled with like sausage and cheese or jalapenos. And they have these boudin ones at Buc-Ee's, and I feel like that is the perfect way to start off a road trip to Louisiana, since boudin is a total Louisiana food. And we'll talk about boudin more in the next video. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this little thing, and we'll get on the road. So I just finished the first 90 miles of the day, and it rained most of the time from Birmingham down here to Montgomery, Alabama. And the sun's finally starting to come out, so I figured why not stop and grab some more caffeine and check a couple things out. There are a few things here on my bucket list because I've never actually been here. So I'm currently shedding all of my rain gear layers. I don't know about y'all, but if you've never worn rain gear before, then something you probably don't think about is keeping your boots dry whenever you're riding in the rain. And I actually got these little booties off Amazon, and they were like 20 bucks. And I've had these things for a couple of years now, and they have worked so well for the price. So if you're looking for something that's just like very budget friendly, definitely check them out. I'll put a link down in the video description below. But yeah, I just love that they have lasted this long and on so many trips. I definitely need to upgrade to like a real pair of rain gaiters, but these little Amazon ones have been great. But all right, time to get this off and we can do some exploring. So this is my first stop. It is right here in front of the Rosa Parks Museum and Library. I'm not gonna have time to go in there and check that out today, but I did just want to stop at this sign because this is the spot where Rosa Parks said, no, I'm not going to the back of the bus, essentially. So let's just go ahead and read this sign. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested on the site for refusing the order of city bus driver J.F. Blake to vacate her seat under the segregation laws of the Jim Crow era. She was taken to police headquarters at City Hall for booking, then to the municipal jail on Ripley Street. Civil rights leader E.D. Nixon, accompanied by attorney Clifford Durr, soon arrived to post her bail. Parks's arrest galvanized black leaders to organize a boycott of the bus system for December 5th, the date she was to appear in municipal court. Her conviction and the success of the one-day bus protest inspired the creation of the Montgomery Improvement Association to continue what came to be known as the Montgomery Bus Boycott. The 382-day boycott was the first sustained mass demonstration against segregation in the U.S. and launched the 20th century civil rights movement. But in the aftermath of the boycott, she and her husband were denied employment in Montgomery. They moved to Detroit, where she lived out her life. She died in October of 2005, universally honored for her courage and activism. It's crazy to think how something like this can be so monumental and just change history, and you know, all the good things that happened after it, including all the negative things that have happened as well. But yeah, I love history, and I love just being able to like experience these things. And while I wish I could stay here and just really soak this in and experience the museum as well, we do not have time for all of that today. So just getting to see the sign, read everything is it. And off to the next location we go. So the second thing I wanted to show y'all here in Montgomery, Alabama was some of the Hank Williams stuff. Now again, like I said, this wasn't a planned stop. I don't have a ton of time to be here today, but there is a Hank Williams museum. There's also a Hank Williams statue, which is right behind me here. I wish I had time to go to the museum, but I just don't. But you can easily walk to it. I can actually see it from where I'm standing right now. Hank Williams is also buried here in Montgomery, Alabama, and I've heard that's a really cool thing to go see, but I just don't have time to do it today. But these are all things that if you love old outlaw country music or you just enjoy musical history, I think that they're worth checking out, and I wanted to make sure that y'all knew this stuff was here. Montgomery is a town, honestly, I'm kind of surprised by it. There's so many historical signs everywhere talking about like civil rights and talking about slavery and talking about just so many things that happened in this town over the years. I definitely want to come back and check more of that out because I just don't have time today. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get on the road. I was going to go to a coffee shop and grab a coffee, but I think it's time to just go get gas, drink an energy drink, and blast because I'm hungry and I really want lunch. We're still 250 miles from lunch, so let's hit the road. Now, while I've only done about 350 miles today, I have done 800 miles in the last 24-ish hours to get here to the shed, to cross this place off my list. I have heard so many good things about this place. We are in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and I'm excited to honestly just figure out where the front door is because it's kind of a compound. But let's go ahead and go inside. I'm super stoked to get some barbecue. Lunch today is going to be brisket. I ordered extra to take with me, and then got a sausage link, some fried okra, mac and cheese, sauces for all the things, and of course banana pudding. And lunch with a view. Let's dive in to this brisket. Woo. The bark is pretty peppery, which is different for me. I'm used to there being more salt on it, but that's all just total like barbecue cooking style. Not a big deal. But the fat and the way it is rendered, oh, there's so much flavor in it. It's so good. Now, they did give me this absolutely giant thing of barbecue sauce, which is crazy. And I typically don't try barbecue sauce, but it's here, so might as well. Very sweet, but very good. If you're a barbecue sauce person, You'll probably really like this. So next on the list of things to try is one of their sausage links. I can't believe how much they wrap it up here. This is a sausage link. Oh wow, and it all comes kind of pre-cut already for you. Honestly, this kind of tastes like breakfast sausage. No, I'm not mad about it. If you're the kind of person who never skips out on breakfast sausage, you will love this. Now the fried okra came with ranch and then another like orangey sauce. It kind of looks like maybe a Chipotle ranch or like a Thousand Island. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna call it shed sauce because I don't know. But pretty good. Last piece of the actual meal before we move on to the banana pudding. And this is their mac and cheese. Very simple, but very good mac and cheese. It's like a white cheddar. This is so good. You already know what time it is. Banana pudding time. This is always like my favorite part of barbecue, other than the brisket, but I feel like the dessert definitely could like make or break a meal. And I've just been hooked on the banana pudding at barbecue restaurants. Like every time I go to a barbecue joint, I gotta get one. Life is too short to not have banana pudding with your barbecue. I wish I could say I'm gonna eat this whole thing, but there's no way. I'd be sleeping out here in the swamp with the gators tonight. Just roll me in. Food acquired. I'm stuffed to the rafters. Stuffed the rest of it here in the bag. And let's go ahead and ride over to the Gulf. There's a good highway that rides right along the beach there, and it'll be nice to see it before the sun goes down. The Gulf Coat Scenic Byway is an 18-mile stretch of US Highway 90 that runs along the Mississippi coast. In the summer months and on the weekends, this area is packed with tourists headed to relax on the white sand beaches that were actually man-made. In fact, it's the largest man-made beach in the world. Today, a storm was rolling in, bringing with it strong winds and chilly temperatures. So while this wasn't the best day to try and show y'all the beach, it was still a great detour off I-10 for an hour. And as someone that grew up near the Gulf, I personally never get tired of seeing it. Look at this helmet here. When I originally planned today's route out, I was going to take y'all with me through New Orleans, and we were going to go over the causeway over Lake Pontchartrain, maybe see the French Quarter for a split second. And anyway, it is officially dark out, so we're not doing that today. I guess that's gonna do it for today's video. Even though I am a little behind schedule here, it was still a really fun day. Montgomery, Alabama is definitely what took me off course, but I'm glad I stopped because that was cool to just check out all that history stuff. And I'm still so stuffed from the shed a couple hours ago, but luckily I have food in here that I can eat tomorrow at the hotel while it's raining. But I'm gonna get on the road. I have 150 miles to Lafayette, so I'll see you in the next episode where we are gonna be exploring all things Lafayette and Cajun country and checking out all kinds of eateries and rides in the area. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Later, y'all.